Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got an all signs reading for you. We've got a theme of reconciliations and rebounds with the Soul Tribe and the Rebound card. I do feel like there's energy both from the past and the future, but kind of some shady intentions on both parts. So I want to make sure that you have confirmation for your intuition that's probably already giving you a little bit of a warning sign, maybe letting you know that somebody from your past might be about to come back around, or that somebody you've just met is a little bit shady. In the description box below, you will find the order that I go in for all signs readings, but it's air signs, water signs, fire signs, earth signs. And let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Oh, maybe a little bit more than that. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hello, Key. Controller, how's it going? Hello, Jamie. Hello, Amanda. How you doing? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box below as well. And then right below that, you can find information on how to become a member of the channel. Thank you to the current members. All right, let's start off with Aquarius. So for the air signs, it will be Aquarius, Gemini, and then Libra. What do we have for Aquarius, please? And after the live stream is done, I will come back around and do the timestamps for you. What do we have for Aquarius? Justice, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Wands. So honestly, this to me seems like somebody who is more looking for a rebound, but they're making it seem, Aquarius, that they're interested in a long-term relationship because the 10 of Pentacles is here. And I feel like justice precedes it because you're taking the air sign approach and thinking things through. You don't want to be messed with, right? You don't want somebody to mislead you in terms of their intentions. But with the 4 of Wands in the reverse, I feel like you're already kind of questioning this person. There's something that has already kind of been a little bit of a red flag for you. Ace of Cups and the 8 of Wands. I think for many of you, Aquarius, you're going to find that this person is rushing you. They may say, I love you too soon. They may say something and it feels inauthentic to you. They may talk about moving in, but this is like too much too soon. And this is giving rebound energy for sure. I think this is someone who's used to being in a long-term relationship and they want some of those perks or benefits, but they're not emotionally ready. This is somebody who's not going to be consistent or reliable, and I think you can feel that energy from them. So when you get some sense of being rushed, don't feel like your boundaries or the pacing that makes sense for you is like inconvenient. It's an important thing that you align in those regards, right? Hello, Nathaniel. How are you doing? Ooh, I like it. Hello, Famous Seamus. What's going on? Hello, Thor. What else do we have for Aquarius, please? Well, I done told you this person's rushing things. Wow. Yeah, this is somebody who is wanting to push things a little bit too quickly. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. We've got the marriage proposal card, wanting to propose marriage, tricked out of my blessings. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is someone who it feels to me like there's like some competition here. Like I was in a long-term relationship. Maybe I got divorced. Maybe I, was about to get married. but there's something here that did not go well in their previous relationship, and they're in a rush to be like the person who has the glow up, or the person who gets married the fastest, or the person who gets their life right back on track, the winner, right? But they're rushing things without actually getting to know you. So they may even be pushing like elopement or something, and like, please don't do that. Hello, co-create. How are you? Because this is Rebound. All right, let's go to Gemini. And just a reminder for those of you that have shown up, the order in which I go for all signs readings can be found in the description box below. Did I say hello to co-create? Hello. This is the Marigold. And Gemini, we've got the Five of Cups in the reverse, the Queen of Rings or the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is in like a better start, Gemini, because the Queen of Pentacles is giving this loyal energy. Someone who's coming back around. So this is reconciliation energy, and they know that they need to be honest with you. Ten of Wands in the reverse, Justice, and the Five of Swords in the reverse as well. This is someone who is overwhelmed with some remorse. I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I hadn't said that. I wish that I had been more honest with you. They're going to tell you the scoop, the whole story. I don't think they're interested in messing up at all. It's like, I know what the rules are, or I know what the standards are. I want to interact with this person, be it friendship or like romantic relationship. This is someone who wants to come correct. They want to apologize. They want to tell you the truth of the situation. And they're hoping that they don't lose you. All right. What else do we have for Gemini, please? Karmic partner and struggling, going through hard times. There are financial stresses that have made for a pretty uncomfortable situation, and that could have led to some really like short tempers or taking something out on someone else, maybe even a little bit of envy, but I feel like it's more so a short temper. And for some of you, this is, you know that your good friend has a really challenging home life, and I feel like you are going to understand where they're coming from. For others of you, this is someone who has, in your past, you've been in a relationship with them and they made things difficult for you financially, and they may be coming back around to apologize, not just with words, but maybe even a sense of, I know I owe you some money and maybe this isn't all of it right now, but I feel like I need to do something to make this right. Hey, Nathaniel, how are you doing? Ooh, let's not talk like that. Like, we all agree with that, but we don't. We're going to move on to Libra. We'll go with the noisy tarot for Libra. What do we have for Libra, please? Three of Cups. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups. Someone who feels like they missed their chance with you. You might run into this person. They may make an effort to find some time to see you, but this is someone who has a pretty established connection with you in their mind. Now, that could mean they've had a crush on you for a really long time. That could mean that they confess their emotions for you. But I don't feel like this is someone that you dated. I think this is a friend who has a crush on you. So this feels to me like we've got someone who is offering some sage advice or a shoulder to cry on after somebody's going through a difficult time. I've lost my job. I can't live where I want to live. I broke up with my significant other. There's a sense that someone turns to you, Libra, for comfort, and they end up kind of giving you the flirty eyes. I think this is a friend who is tempted to rebound with you, and they've had emotions for you for a long time, but they've never really said anything. And I do think that this is a bad idea because it is a rebound energy, right? This is one of those things where when people say, would it ruin my friendship if ... Yes. Yes, it would. Fools in the reverse. This is not some, new love or things are going to go. It's weird because it's 10 of cups and 2 of cups, but that's energy that you can also get from a sense of belonging or close friendship. So I think we have somebody that's kind of blurring those lines or feeling like, it's okay. It won't be a bad problem, right? No. No, I think it actually puts the friendship at risk. What else do we have for Libra, please? We have, I'm desperate for another chance, and I'm afraid I will never love anyone else the way I love you. This is why it's not a good choice. We've got someone who's still hung up on an ex. I'm desperate for another chance is regarding a third party. So this is a rebound energy, opportunity because there's some proximity or because I trust you and I'm telling you about the difficult day I've had. But one person has actual emotions and the other person's just trying to distract themselves from their broken heart. And that's a recipe for disaster. All right, we're going to move on to water signs, which would be Pisces first. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. What else do we have? Magician in the reverse and the 5 of Candles or the 5 of Wands with the Knight of Candles or the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant. This looks to me like there is a positive energy in your life. It could be healing. It could be you've made a good friend. It could be that you're dating someone new. But all of a sudden, there's some competitive energy here. So if it's more of a friendship, this is somebody who is like wanting to make it clear that you're the best friend or I'm the best friend. But I feel like for most of you, this is someone who feels like you would always come back to them. And if you're tempted to get into a relationship with someone else, they would really like to time their return at a point where it's going to prevent you from moving on. Ace of Candles or Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Moon in the reverse. I do think that they're going to be a little bit disappointed. Whoever from your past is trying to show up and kind of like spoil what's going on for you has a little bit of a blind spot in terms of understanding your self-control or your ability to move forward. I feel like you're pretty resolute to not deal with this person from your past anymore. What else do I have for Pisces? I hope I can reach you before it's too late because they think you're about to get into a relationship. And I'm hiding my emotions and feelings for you. So definitely some concern that you're going to be moving on without them. and a desire to have some impact on your ability to leave them in the past or actually like move on. All right, let's go to Cancer. What else do we have? The Devil and the King of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. Cancer, there is someone who is very attracted to you, and I do think that you would likely be attracted to them as well. This is giving more of that rebound energy. I think we've got an individual who feels like you could maybe make their bad day melt away. Maybe this is someone who knows that you are very compassionate and caring, but this is risky. Someone's flirting with you or hitting on you, and I do feel like there is opportunity for you to engage, but there's a lie. We've got the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords. This is someone who's not being fully honest with you about what's going on in their life or what their intentions are. I would say for most of you, this is somebody who wants to see if they can get their groove back. They want to see if they've still got it. They want to see how they feel, if they're over someone, and that's kind of manipulative. So I do think that they are trying to make it seem like they have better intentions than they actually do. And the other thing I'm going to say is I don't think that they're only interested in a horizontal mambo with you at this time. I do feel like there's another person that they're pursuing. You loved me when I didn't deserve it. And we have that manifester card. I think this is somebody who feels like they're able to kind of like pick and choose who they want to be with, or they may be a little bit egocentric, right? That being said, they do realize that you were there for them in a difficult time, or you were compassionate. That's why I feel like they're seeking you out, but they're taking from your energy, which you should be able to use for things that are important in your life, not trying to help somebody feel like they're still attractive. Because this is not somebody who's serious about you. And quite honestly, I don't think they would make you feel very good, if you get what I'm saying. All right, let's go with the gold foil and we'll move to Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio, please? The Fool, Temperance, and the King of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. This is looking to me like there's someone who is coming back around because they see that you have set up a new life for yourself. This is someone who sees that you have been able to make a really nice life for yourself. I don't know. There's this kind of like immature energy, like they feel like they're approaching you and they don't have enough to offer you, but at the same time, they feel like you're exactly what they want. I do feel like they're going to communicate in a very strong way, and that there is some intention here in terms of a relationship. I don't know. There's something that doesn't work though. What is it? Wheel of Fortune or Wheel of Fortune. Oh, okay. Okay. Scorpio, you are possibly looking at a new person and seeing someone from your past or assuming worst about this person because you have worked to create this peace and tranquility in your life. You're looking at this situation hesitantly, maybe even a little bit. I don't know if I want to say that. It's like you're looking for reasons to not like this person. I think you assume someone's a rebound, but they're not. I think this is someone who's actually interested in a relationship, and you're about to have a change in perspective with this Wheel of Fortune. You're going to see that this is someone who's actually got more authenticity and integrity than you expected. So you want to make sure you don't make that decision too quickly, right? Monitoring spirits, and I regret playing games with your heart. Yeah, see, I think you end up maybe offering a little apology to this person because you were pulling back or you were kind of hesitant. Hence this Knight of Cups, right? Like, I think I like you, but I don't know. And then with this monitoring spirit, there's some sort of update or insight that you get into your love interest that makes you realize you might have had the wrong impression about them. So, Scorpio, don't give up too quickly on somebody. Make sure you're actually listening to that intuition. Hello, Bitchy Tata. How's it going? All right, let's go to Aries. This is the Black Tarot. What do we have for Aries, please? We've got the Knight of Spheres or Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Wands in the reverse. Four of Spheres in the reverse. Do you hear the judgment in my voice? I'm trying to well, this is also rebound energy, but I think unlike the Scorpio situation, Aries, this is like, I feel like you are fooled for a very short period of time. You're like, wait a second, you said oh, okay, so you're faking. I think there's someone who actually kind of ruins it for themselves without even like making it past like 20 minutes of conversation. So this could be like a first date that you're going on. This could be a friend that is trying to resolve an argument, but there's a false sense of confidence or even some arrogance coming through that I think really makes you like lose attraction to this person. With the Four of Spheres or Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this is kind of coming across as a braggy type of energy. Oh, let me tell you like 20 different reasons why you should love me. King of Cups. And I think you end up looking at them and seeing that there's quite a difference or a divide regarding emotional maturity or whether or not they're capable of emotional intimacy. I do think that this is maybe one of those kind of like learning situations where you put together maybe a little bit of a better process in terms of how do I figure out who I want to go on a date with, or how do I decide who I want to spend time with? Because I see you being a little bit less likely to do these social engagements where you might run into somebody like this because it's looking like it's just a little bit painful for you to talk to this person. You might call it early with this person in terms of like if you actually are on a date, you're just going to be like, I think I have to go wash my hair. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? What else do we have for Aries? I wish I could go back in time. I would have treated you better. And Justice. So this is someone who thought that it was going to be easy to charm you or get you interested in dating them. But they realize after things kind of fall apart that you're actually much more perceptive or wise than they gave you credit for. And they feel like they kind of wasted their opportunity with you. Well, kind of. You saw them for who they are. So I think it went just the way it should. All right, let's move on to Leo. This is the Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith. What do we have for Leo, please? Wheel of Fortune and the Moon in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse. Why do I feel like somebody's switching to a different account so they can pretend there's someone else? Leo, I think you have a catfish. Or you're about to. There's someone who might be like loyalty testing you. There's someone who might be trying to figure out if you're single, trying to get back in your life even though you've blocked them. So this is about reconciliation, and I think it's something that you're not interested in. Like, I've already blocked this person, I've already moved on, or I'm not interested in a friendship with this person. They're going to need to find somebody who's like willing to deal with that BS, because I am not. But with Strength in the reverse, they feel like they know what your weakness is. They feel like they know how to talk to you in a way to avoid what caused the issue the last time. I don't think that's true. I feel like you're able to, at a certain point, realize that it's the same energy. What else do we have for Leo? Hello, Johnny. Hello, Esmeralda. How are you doing? Hello, Becca. How's your weekend going? Hey, Joanna. How's your day? So, Leo, we've got Starseed, sent from the cosmos. And I feel unworthy of your love. So you might have been the best thing that ever happened to this person who wants to reconcile with you that I think you've blocked. And they feel if the only way they can get your energy is to pretend to be somebody else, then so be it. They will do that, but they can't imagine living without your energy. So, just like see if you can tell by how somebody communicates with you. But I think you're going to figure this out. Because this catfish is... I feel like you're just too perceptive for them, and you would recognize patterns. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. What else do we have? The World in the reverse. The Hanged Man. This is about reconciliation. Ten of Wands in the reverse and the Chariot. I think this is someone who chose to walk away from you, and now it's like they're, what do they say? Crying uncle. Like, please stop. I can't. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could live without you. I thought I could find somebody else. But now I see it's like awful. I shouldn't have walked away. I shouldn't have ghosted you. I shouldn't have, deluded myself thinking that I would find somebody better than you or somebody that would make me happy after I walked away from you. They feel like they made the wrong choice. So this is kind of giving like begging for a second chance. Two Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is someone coming back after they ended things. They're going to tell you that they made the wrong choice, or they're going to say, I can't be apart from you any longer. They are making changes in their life. They're leaving their toxic karmic lifestyle behind. And they feel like they really can't resist you any longer. They have to make some sort of effort here because living without you has gotten to be too difficult for them. All right, let's move on to earth signs. First one would be Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn, please? Six of Pentacles. Another Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. And the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse with the Five of Wands. So Capricorn, what I'm seeing is two different people interested in you. One of them is disloyal. One of them is a catch. And I feel like you might change your opinion on which is which. Ten of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I see you going from being involved or communicating with two people and trying to figure out who has more like valid interest or more integrity. And I think you end up realizing which one is actually like more of a rebound energy or whoever might be wasting your time. I think you wrap it up and you're just kind of like, nah, I'm not going to invest in this anymore because there's someone here that I think has an actual interest. So I see you focusing on somebody who is interested in a long-term relationship and letting go of somebody who's got more of that rebound energy. What else do we have? My pride and ego got the best of me. And I feel it's really over. Yeah, I think they end up realizing that somebody was more effective in terms of getting to know you and expressing their interest. All right, let's get a few from the Jack-o'-lantern tarot for Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? Wow, really? Another Wheel of Fortune. How many has that come out for? I feel like it's almost half at this point. Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is, Taurus, I feel like this is about somebody who makes a change in your plans last minute. This is somebody who maybe could have been a little bit more respectful in terms of how they approached plans or pursuing you. So this is giving more of like a, well, let's just confirm. Yeah, this is giving more of like a rebound energy. Someone who is trying to make it seem like they're interested in really getting to know you, but they keep making changes to the plans. They keep looking for ways to adjust. And I think your interpretation is, okay, either you're extremely busy, like maybe you work too much and you don't actually have time to date someone, or you've got a roster and you might be like changing your dates according to like, you know, who's more likely to what. I think this is a little bit of player energy that frustrates you, or someone who's not being very forthcoming in terms of their level of interest in you or whether or not they actually want something serious. You're not interested in games. And I feel like when they start playing games, you pick up on the fact that they're not really approaching things the right way. 10 of Cups in the reverse, you feel like the energy or the vibe is off. And so with the Six of Wands, you feel like you'd be happier elsewhere. I see you moving on. Like, next. All right, what else do we have for Taurus, please? Hey, Peggy. How's it going? All right. Now we've got Virgo. No, hold on. It's the last couple cards for Taurus. I lied. All right. See, the thing is, you know what you want in terms of a relationship. I miss how a relationship used to be. I feel like this is almost more so. I miss how dating used to be. I feel like you can acknowledge that this is somebody that has some things going for them, but they're not really approaching you in the respectful way that you expect. Please don't go, wait for me. They're playing games. They have like hot and cold, or they're sending mixed signals, and you're not really here for it. All right. Last but not least, we've got Virgo. What else do we have? Empress in the reverse. And the Four of Swords. Page of Wands in the reverse. This seems like some reconciliation energy, somebody who's taken some time to think about how things went down or what happened. There's some emotional stress or turmoil that happened. Communication was not as great as it could have been. You may be no contact with this person and may have been for a while, but it's really getting under their skin. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like they're going to tell you that they ignored their intuition, or they didn't really want to think about what they should have done. And now they're realizing that it was a loss. Now they're feeling like you're the one that got away. So I feel like you might get a relationship offer from someone from your past. What else do we have for Virgo, please? Yeah, they feel like they missed an opportunity with you, and they've had time to think about it. They see you as an earth angel, and I feel like if they don't act quickly, they are probably going to lose you forever. So I do think that this is someone who's going to be very clear on their intentions or their desire to make things serious, because they don't want to lose you again. And they feel like if they just kind of like slow walk it, or if they don't make their intentions known, you may actually kind of like assume the worst about it, or assume that they're not actually changed, or they haven't been working on their things. They're healing. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll update with timestamps. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.